day, dear designers, and welcome back to class. So in today's class, I'll be showing you how to make a cargo pants. Trust me, it's very easy and well understandable. So the first thing you'll be needing is your fabric, which I have here. So I'm making use of Ankara fabric for the purpose of this class. You can make use of any choice of the fabric you want to use. You can use chinos material, jean material, you can use crepe. Just be creative around the material you are using. And I'll be making use of my tape measure. This is very important for all fashion designer. Without this, there's nothing you can really do. Then my chalk. Then I'll be making use of my pattern ruler. So if you don't have this pattern ruler, don't worry, you still get what we are doing. But I'll be making use of freehand method. Okay, so we can also do it on pattern method, pattern drafting, but for this I'll be making use of freehand method. And the most important part of it here is the measurements that you'll be needing. So I'm going to be speaking a lot about the measurements we are using, so just get familiar with it. You can backward it rather, for you to get what I'm trying to teach. So I'm making use of the length of 42 inches. My actual length is 40, but my floor length for trouser is 42 inches. Your floor length should be a little bit after your ankle. Come down from your ankle area. Then my waist measurement is 30. My hip is 40. My actual hip, my normal hip measurement for other outfits is 40. But for the sake of what we are doing, I'll be making use of hip 42 for this particular class. Okay, so my actual hip here is 40, so I'm making use of 42 inches because I don't want the pant to be too tight on me. Cargo pants, if you have seen it before, cargo pants is always free. But if you want yours to be fitted at the hip area, you can make use of your actual hip. But if not, add 2 inches to your hip measurements and you're good to go. Then my lap here is 28 inches. My knee is 24 inches. My ankle is 24 inches. If you've seen a cargo pant, you see that from the hip, knee area downward, it looks the same. Okay, so that's why I'm using 24 inches on both the knee and the ankle. So your ankle should not be too tight, your knee should not be too tight. Okay, so what you use on the nail is what you should use on the ankle area. So now let's get started. So the first thing I'll be talking about here is the crotch line. Most people got it wrong at the crotch area. There's a method, there's a measurement you need to know for your crotch measurement. You can't just start drawing or giving it a curve. There's a way the curve should look, there's a way the measurement, the length of the crotch should look. And I've been working with this and it has been working so perfectly for me. And how do you get your crotch measurements? Your crotch measurements and your crotch line. So you pick your hip measurements. Remember, I'm working with hip 42. So you pick your hip measurements. This is my hip measurements here, 42. Then divided by 4 inches. Okay, to get the crotch line, your hip measurements divided by 4 inches. And here I have 42 inches divided by 4. I will have 10.5. Okay, so with this, my crotch line will not be too tight that you wear the pants and it will be as if something is pulling you under, and you'll be able to free, be able to dance, be able to jump, open your legs as wide as you want without any inconveniences. Okay, so your hip measurement divided by 4 inches to get your crotch line. Don't add to it and don't reduce anything from it. Okay, so this is all about the crotch measurement. This is what I've been using, and trust me, it has been working perfectly for me. Even for plus size people, you will use the same thing and everything will come out perfectly. So now let's go into the other things. Okay, so now the next thing for us to do now is to move to the fabric section, cutting out the fabric. So I folded my fabric. So one thing I do is to know the amount of fabric that will be enough for me, the folded fabric that will be enough for me to work with. I need to pick my measurements for this particular pant that we are doing. The largest measurement there is the lap measurement. Okay, because the reason being is that the lap is being divided by 2. not by 4. So here I have 28 inches, and 28 inches divided by 2, I should have 14 inches. So my fabric unfold should be 14 inches and some allowances over it. Okay, you can see what I have here. So my fabric that is being folded now will be enough for me to work with, so there won't be any wastage and there won't be any shortage of fabric. Okay, so now let's get started. So remember, I'm working with the length of 42 inches. So, and the band I'm using is band of 2 inches. Okay, so if you take out 2 inches from 42, you'll be left with 40 inches. All right, so, and I'll be adding my folding allowance, which is also 2 inches. So everything I'll be measuring back here should be 42 inches. Okay, so 42 inches, which is what I have here. You can see that. I'll mark it and rule it out. So this is what I have here. So after that, I will measure my hip measurements divided by 4. So I have 42 inches for my hip divided by 4. I will have 10.5. I'll mark it. No allowance. This is the front part, so no any allowances will be added to this part. This is 10 inches, and from there, that is where my crotch line will start from. Okay, that is where my crotch line will start from. So my crotch line, remember what we did, the calculation we did is also hip divided by 4. We have 10.5, so I'll measure 10.5 vertically, and this is what I have here. And also on this line where I marked, I'll also measure 10.5. The reason being is for us to get a straight line connected from here to this part. Okay, so after gotten that, I'll connect both lines together. All right, so this is what I have, and I will rule out this one horizontally. That will be our lap measurements. Okay, assuming I'm working on pattern, I will have write it out for you. Okay, so now we'll proceed for my crotch line, crotch curve. You place your curve ruler, this type or anyone you are working with. You place it. Make sure this edge here sits on this line. Okay, make sure this edge, this curved part, sits on this line like so. Then you curve it out, reel it out like this. Okay, so this is our crotch line. And for those that will be using their hand that don't have the ruler, you can just measure 1.25 here from this angle. You measure 1.25. You can see still the same thing. Then you just rule it out, so you still have the same curve. Okay, so having done that, proceed to the nail measurements. So to get my nail points, there's something we do. From downward, you measure from the length you are working with, you measure it up to the lap line. So what I have here, I have 31.9. Let's just approximate it to 32 inches. So that 32 inches, I'm going to be dividing it by 2. Divided by 2, that's 16. Then plus 2 inches, that is 18 inches. And remember, we added 2 inches for folding allowance, so we are working with 18 inches. Then plus that 2 inches for folding allowance, that is 20 inches. Let me repeat that again. You measure what you have here from your length to where your lap line stop. I have 32 there. 32 divided by 2, I have 16 inches. I'll come up by 2 to make it 18 inches. Then I'll replace that my 2 inches, that seam allowance, the M line, the M folding, 2 inches. I'll add it back to this part, so that is total of 20 inches. Okay, so here will serve as our knee measurement. So I'm going to knee line, sorry. So I'm going to rule it out this way. Okay, so remember my lap is 28 divided by 2. I have 14 inches, so I'll measure 14 inches here. And this is what I have. Okay, initially my hip is 40. No, yeah, okay, sorry, we are correct. Don't let me confuse you more. So I have 14 inches here. So that 14 inches, to get the midpoint of the knee and the ankle, whatever I have here, which is 14 divided by 2. So 14 divided by 2, we have 7 inches. So I'll measure 7 inches here on the knee line, and also 7 inches on the M line, which is our ankle. Okay, so I'm going to be connecting both lines together to give me a straight line, like so, from the knee point to the ankle area, the knee line to the ankle area. So you connect both lines together. Then you pick your measurement. The knee measurement here is 24 inches. Remember, we divided the lap by 2, but for the knee we are going to be dividing by 4. The reason being is that we've gotten our midpoint. So remember, for the lap we measure it straightforward from here to here, but for the knee is not like that. Just watch what I'm trying to teach and you'll be able to get it. So the ankle, the knee and the ankle will be divided by 4, and I have 24 inches. So 24 inches divided by 4, excuse me, I'll have 6 inches. So you're going to be measuring 6 inches on both sides, starting from the midpoint line. Okay, so you measure 6 inches like this, and also other 6 inches like this. So the reason why we are doing this is that sometimes you see some pants that after wearing, the middle part will be folding together, the M part will not balance. It will give a funny shape around that side. So that means the trouser is not balanced properly. But if you do it this way, everything will look straight from top to bottom. Okay, so here I have 6 on both sides. And if you are not clear with it, you can drop your question in the platform. I will attend to it. 6 inches here and also 6 inches here. So because I'm doing the same measurements, I'll also measure 6 inches here and also 6 inches on the other side. Okay, then I'll connect the lines together this way. So if you don't have a ruler, you can just get a straight ruler. This part will not be there. That ruler we use in school now, that straight ruler, you can get that, or the wooden straight ruler to get a straight line. And if you cannot get that also, you can make use of your tape measure. You just set it like this and you rule it out, but this will be shifting, so you need a firm instrument, tools rather, for this. Okay, so let me make use of my straight ruler back. Measure it this way. Okay, and we are good to go. So the next thing is for us to be connecting the line from the lap to the knee area, which I'm making use of my curved ruler. So you place it this way, like so. Don't use this part. If you use this part, it will be too curved and the pants will not straight. You can see what I'm having here. So if I'm ruling like this now, to go like this, the lines are not connecting. So don't make use of the curved parts. So start from here. Start the placement from this part, then you balance it up to meet here. So if you start from here, once it touches here, it will balance way up here. Good. So just mark it out like so. This is what you have. And for the hip, I'll still be making use of this. So for to get my hip measurement, I'll come up by 2 inches from the lap line, because definitely my hip measurement will not be 10.5, so I'll come up by 2 inches to get my hip line. So from here, I'll place it like so, No, I'll be using my straight ruler for this part. From the lap line, you place it here. Okay, so for this particular pant we are making, I'm making use of a jogger's band. That's elastic band with a jogger's rope. Okay, but if you want yours to have a zipper, you make use of your normal waist measurements. If you want it to have a zipper, you don't want to use elastic, so this is for you. But if you are using an elastic, we are almost done. You just connect it like so. You blend this part up. You can use your straight or your curve ruler, then you cut it out like this. Okay, but if you are making use of a zipper, you need your waist measurements. My waist is waist 30 divided by 4. I have 7.5. Okay, so from my crotch line, I'll measure it backward. Remember, when we want to get our crotch line, I measure from here forward. Okay, so you measure backward now to get your waist measurements. Waist 30 is 7.5, which is what I have here. Okay, then I'll add my that intake allowance, which I'll be making use of 1 inch. So I'll mark it here. All right, so this is what we have. Then you can make use of your curve ruler. From your hip, let me erase this up. It's going to erase totally. So you place your ruler like this from here to meet on the knee area, the hip line. Then you give it a small curve. Just follow your curve ruler like so. Then from here to here, you just blend it up like this. Okay, and this is what we have. If you'll be making use of a flat band and a zipper, this is for you. But if not, the first part is for you without this line. You just follow this cut and cut it out. But if you are making use of the zipper, you follow this cut, your waist measurement down to this part, and we are good to go with the front part. This is what you have. So I'll go ahead now and cut it out, then I'll show you what it looks like.